How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. I am Jason C, and today is my long-awaited journey to Ardbeg, one of the most worshipped and well-known whiskeys around the world. But before we get into Ardbeg 10, let's take a closer look. Looking at the box, it has this really cool Gaelic artwork to it. Some of the tasting notes on here are even a little intimidating, but I'm still really looking forward to getting into this one. It'll be my first Ardbeg. So the Ardbeg distillery has been producing whiskey since 1798. Ardbeg has been called as close to perfection as makes no difference by whiskey connoisseurs. Ardbeg is a whiskey that's worshipped around the world and is one of the most recognizable Islay whiskeys. In the past 10 years, Ardbeg has won multiple awards for a lot of different whiskeys and has created a following, sometimes even deemed the cult of Ardbeg. So being the whiskey nerd I am, I wanted to look up what Ardbeg meant. Ardbeg is Scottish Gaelic, meaning the small promontory, which just basically means a point of high land that juts out into a large body of water, or a headland. So the peat level on the 10 is on the higher end of the scale of 55 peat parts per million, or ppm. It's just a scale they use to try to let you know how peaty the whiskey is. Some people think it makes a difference, some people don't. So what is peat? Peat is essentially a moss. It's a decomposing vegetation that accumulates in Islay and is used by burning the peat bogs to dry the barley for this whiskey with the smoke from the burning peat. All right, let's get into Ardbeg, guys. So Ardbeg 10 is probably the most widely available Ardbeg that's on the market. It's bottled at 46% and is non-chill filtered. Oh, nice pop. There we go. All right, here we go. Nice healthy pour as always. So I'm gonna try to mix this up and really get it opened up here a little bit. And whew, I could really smell it already. Definitely more powerful than the Lagavulin. So now this is opened up a little bit more. Let's get into the nose here. All right, so definitely more of that medicinal peat that's there. Definitely a different smell of peat than I got on the Lagavulin. Ooh, wow, this is, I'm getting peat smacked here. Wow, there's a nice dark chocolate note on this that I'm getting. There's definitely a note of fresh cut grass, like a wet, fresh cut grass, definitely from the peat. There's a nice citrus note on this too, just like kind of that I was getting on the Lagavulin 8. It's like a lemon zest or a lime zest. It's not as barbecue-y to me as it was on the 8. This is definitely more ashy, but I'm surprised at how sweet, the sweetness I'm getting now coming through on this. This is crazy because I never would have smelled this before, you know, after trying all these scotches. It's the depth on this is really, really incredible. So before we take a sip, guys, real quick look at the color. It's super, super, super light. But as I learned in the Lagavulin 8, the color doesn't really matter. It could be as light as it can be, but it'll pack a lot of flavor. So, cheers everyone, let's get into the palate. Whoa. Man, peat smacked. Whoa. Wow. Okay, so first sip, really nice, long, warm finish, that 46%, really nice. I don't know if you saw in the color of this, it has a really good amount of legs on it. It's pretty oily, at least to me. So you're getting obviously a lot of peat on this. It is peaty. There is smoke from front to back, but underneath there, There's a saltiness and a brininess that I'm getting. That's pretty. I think it's a pretty common note throughout the Islas that I've had so far, or the ones that contain peat. Really good stuff. I don't mind it at all. Wow, it's so mouth coating. It's almost chewy. I'm going in for that second sip. See what we get, guys. Wow, the flavor on this is just so powerful. There's a little bit of that barbecue note that I was getting on the Lagavulin. Not as sweet though. Definitely more ashy and dark, and it's like when you're cleaning out the bottom of the barbecue, that ash that comes out and that smoke after you're just done grilling. That's what you're getting. It's not the sweetness of the barbecue. It's more of that ash that comes up when you're done. There's a black licorice to it a little bit. You are getting a little bit of that nice citrus zest to it a little bit. It's really nice. Yeah. Okay, so now the mouthfeel is getting a little bit lighter. Like I said, zesty, black licorice. I'm getting a little bit of that dark chocolate, and I'm getting a little bit of, this is amazing, like a burnt bacon flavor. Wow. Yeah, bacon. Like a real crispy bacon flavor. They should just market it like that. It's bacon in a glass. Wow, that is pretty delicious. One last sip, guys. So the finish is strong, kind of like what you would expect. Char, smoke, that phenol flavor really kind of takes center stage. But it ends with a really nice oak flavor. You get a little bit of oak there on the end. And it's slightly, I've heard a lot of people say you get a little bit of mint. It's kind of slightly minty on the end, on the finish, and I kind of get that. It kind of ends with this freshness right on the end there, but it's almost light and refreshing and very, very intense, but very complex whiskey to me. So I don't know if this is something I could drink every day, but I think at certain times I would really be in the mood for this. The fact that it's got those really complex smoky notes, the barbecue finish, that ashiness, that bacon flavor that's in here, the dark chocolate I was getting on the nose. There's a lot going on in this bottle, and it actually makes me excited to try other expressions of Ardbeg, the different ones like the Grooves and the Corviekin and the Oa Dark Cove. So guys, thanks again for coming by and watching this episode of the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. I really enjoyed this Ardbeg. I can't wait to try more. Just because September's over does not mean I'm going to stop reviewing scotches. I want to try all new kinds now to go along with my love for bourbon. Really enjoyed this month. Thanks for watching, everybody. Find me on Instagram, hit the like button, subscribe, and like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. So cheers, everyone. I'm going to have some more.